Hello everybody, Pedro here with CineMilled, and today in our daily live session we have a real treat. We have on our daily live session today the Ronin4D, the CineMilled F250 that you might have seen on our YouTube channel called Cinerides. So we have a series on our YouTube channel called Cinerides. I did a whole special on the CineMilled F250. And I just wanted to do something special for you all today who are joining me on this live. And we're going to be taking the Ronin4D 8K and we're going to be rigging it onto the door of the CineMilled F250. And we're going to be doing that today with something really cool, which is the new CineMilled 10-inch tilting suction cup. So this is a 10-inch base, which is rated for over 100 pounds, and then it tilts. Look at that. So you can set the angle. It's a wedge base, if you want to call it that. It goes past 90 degrees, as you can see here, and it is a great way to deal with a sloped door. Otherwise, if it only went to 90 and the door was sloped, you would be off level. And that way, even on a sloped door, you can get a level shot. So we're going to be doing a couple of different mounts for the main video that I'm going to be shooting for the YouTube channel. Today, I just wanted to hop on here live and do some live rigging for you so you can all see how quick and easy it is to do a rig like this. So we're gonna go right here onto the door of the vehicle. So first off, let me reframe here a little bit. All right, so now it's a good point. Before we stick this on here, what do we want to do? We want to take some window cleaner and we want to always clean the surface that we're going to be rigging to get a nice tight seal on that suction cup. And then the other reason is if you have dust on the door, once the suction cup presses on there and moves around a little bit, you can maybe mar the surface of the paint. So you don't want that to happen. So wipe that down and get that nice and clean. And now let's see here. We're just gonna apply some pressure. All right, until the red line disappears on the valve. So let me show you guys a little closer there. So we pump down until the red line disappears on the valve right there. Now what we're gonna do is we can level our CineMilled tilting suction cup. So we can make it level right there. So you see there's the door of the car. So if it was only 90 degrees, it would be off level. So we can actually, as you can see here, we got 20 degrees past level right there. And so I think that's about level. And then we got here our tightening knobs. Boom. All right. So now that we got that nice and tight, so there is the CineMilled tilting 10-inch suction cup on the CineMilled F250 Cineride, our camera car that we use on all of our shoots here, that you can see and learn more about on our YouTube channel. So the next thing we want to do, let me reframe that. So next thing we want to do is, of course, let's get the camera on here. So we got the Ronin4D 8K, and what we're gonna do is We have a number of mounting holes across the bottom. We got 2 3/8/16. That's what we're going to be using. So I'm just going to drop that on there. And there you go. All right, so we got that mounted up there. I got a nice big Allen wrench that allows me to get a lot of leverage on my bolts and get things nice and tight. So I got that right there, nice and tight right there. Okay, so now the camera's mounted. So can you just shoot like this, right? So the first thing I would say is this truck has an aluminum, it's an aluminum body, so it's actually quite flexy, you know. So if you see here, all this movement that you see here is actually not coming from the suction cup, it's coming from the body panel. Let me see if I can show you this. So you see the body panel right here? You see it flexing with me just pushing on my thumb. So this is why just using just the suction cup is not the best idea, because you're still going to get a lot of movement. Now, of course, the Ronin4D has a built-in gimbal, and it's going to take a lot of that out, but you know, we need to secure this a lot more, because the less work we give the Z-axis arm to do, the better. And so what we want to do is make this as tight and solid and safe as we can make it. So most importantly. All right, so moving on. Obviously not good enough. All right, so what's the next step? The next step is, now that we got a camera on here, we should make this secure, right? We're always going to keep an eye on our suction plunger right in there. You can't see it, but whenever we use a suction cup, we're going to want to use ratchet straps and our CineMilled gutter hooks for safety, right? So you can find these on our website. So right now you're going to see the gutter hooks in action. So let me grab it right here. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find a seam on the body, okay? So we have one here on the door, so we can actually, if we try to get the flat S hook into the gap right there, let me see if I can show that to you. You see it doesn't go in. So really simply, you just pop the door open, put the hook in, right? And then close the door. Look at that. Okay, now we have an attachment point for our ratchet straps. So once again, this is called the CineMilled gutter hook, safety gutter hook. And someone's saying here, be careful, looks like that door will hit the mount. Yeah, a little bit over here. I could have pushed the suction cup a little bit farther forward, but yeah, all I did was crack the door open, right? So once again, I'm just doing this for you guys here on Instagram. I'm not getting ready to shoot, but we are going to try to make this as safe as possible and as professional as possible. So now we're going to get the other CineMilled gutter hook, and we're going to go here to the other gap that we have. We need to get this in here. We have a little bit of a bigger gap here, and we were actually able to just slide it in there without opening the door. It's gonna want to slide down a little bit, but no problem. Let's see here. So all right, so we got our ratchet strap right there, and we got the other end of the ratchet strap. So this is the CineMilled rigging ratchet strap. These are on our website. We got rubber coated S hooks right here, and really nice ratchet strap. So all right, so let's see here. So there is our gutter hook. So we're going to want to click that in there. Look at that. And then we are going to want to thread that in. Let me see if I can adjust this here. Trying to do things live, guys. All right, so here's the strap. We're going to pass that through the safety strap slots here on our 10-inch suction cup, and then we're gonna come over here, right, and here is the rest of our ratchet straps. So this is the CineMilled rigging ratchet straps that we sell on our website. Has a little fabric pad right there to protect the paint, and then we're just gonna click into there, and we're gonna thread in the ratchet strap right here. Okay, once that's nice and tight, let's take that up. Always want to be careful with the vehicle we're rigging. All right, so now is a good point to point out that you don't want to just go ratcheting away, right? You can damage the vehicle. This is an aluminum door. So the point of these ratchet straps, right, is you're not using it to hold the suction cup onto the car. It is literally just a safety backup, right? They're not holding the suction cup on. The suction cup holds itself to the car all by itself. It's literally just a safety backup, and it's intended to just keep this off the ground in case it comes unvacuumed from the car. And that's just something we do, right? So okay, now that that's done, we can get rid of the the leftover portion of the ratchet strap here, and there's a lot of ways of doing that. Oh, we'll do that later. All right, so there we have it. We are safety strapped. There is our Ronin 4D 8K on the door of the vehicle, right? Check that out. Looking very cool. I think you can all agree. But it is just not stiff enough, right, at the moment. So now that we made it safe, actually I'm going to give it one more ratchet. All right, nice and tight. Obviously there's still movement. Now we're going to get rid of that. So what's the next step? The next step is we need to triangulate. Okay, that is the name of the game in rigging, is you have to triangulate everything. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a CineMilled baby pin, a rigging baby pin right there, and we're going to thread that into the top of the Ronin 4D right there. It has a nice convenient rigging point, okay, right there, right at the top. And all right, we're going to call that good. And next up, we're going to choose our 2 points of triangulation. So the whole point of triangulation is you want to achieve as close to a 90-degree angle as possible, right? You don't want to open that angle up too much like that, because you get less of the effect of the angles spatially stabilizing your payload. Okay, so you want to get close to a 90-degree parallel to each other as possible. All right, so that said, the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to take one of our 6-inch CineMilled rigging suction cups. I already put another baby pin on it right there. And once again, I think I'm gonna stick the suction cup on right here on the window. So I'm gonna clean that up. Boom. And now that I've cleaned it up with some window cleaner, I'm gonna stick the suction cup on there. And let's see here with the rod. That's pretty good right there. All right. So once again, we have pumped all the air out of the suction cup until the red line has disappeared, right? That's how we know the suction cup is nice and tight. All right, so now we got the second leg of our triangulation right there on the window. We got the main anchor point here on top of the camera, on top of the Ronin4D, which you can also get from CineMilled. So don't forget, everything you're seeing in the video you can get right on our website, CineMilled.com. All right. Okay, so here we go. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna use this nifty little guy right here, which is the CineMilled 3x6 rigging suction cup, right? It has a cheese plate surface on the top, and it also has one on the side. And today I'm going to be using the side mount, which is a good opportunity to show off how useful it is to not only have rigging points on the side of the suction cup as well as the top surface. So you remember I was talking about you want to have as close to a 90-degree angle as possible, right? So instead of, we're looking here, let me try to give you a top down. Here's the baby pin, right? So the first one is gonna come from back here. The rod is gonna come all the way to here. So we're gonna have this sort of angle. So if I just took our second triangulation and I angled it up towards the other window, I would have a really wide V. And we want to try to avoid that as much as possible, as that's not going to give us a spatially stable configuration. So what we want to do is try to get closer to a 90-degree angle. So to do that, that means looking sideways here, we're probably going to want to put the second suction cup right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let me angle up this guy, this bad boy here a little bit. All right, so here we go. Once again, we're gonna take our window cleaner. We're gonna clean the area that the suction cup is gonna go on. So there we go. All right, now that area is clean, we're gonna take our 3x6 rigging suction cup, which you can get on our website, just like everything you're seeing in this video, just like the Ronin4D AK we can get for you. All right, let's stick this guy on here. All righty, so right here you can see that the red line is gone, so we know we are nice and secure on there. Okay, and next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 5/8 rigging rod, stainless rigging rod that I have here, and we're gonna attach this onto we're going to take here our 360 Houdinis, our 5/8 360 Houdinis. That will go on the baby pin that we already mounted on top of the camera. And first I'm going to tighten the camera side first. That's how I do it. All right, there we go. And then I'm gonna tighten. So if you look here, this is what we're doing right now, right? We are on top of the top handle of the Ronin4D on that baby pin. We are tightening that down. There is the 6-inch suction cup, the 360 Houdini rigging clamps, 5/8 rigging clamps. And now we're gonna tighten this. So, little trick when tightening this, let me back out here a little bit, is I'm gonna pull on the rod. I'm gonna tension the rod a little bit, okay? So I'm gonna tension the rod. You're gonna see the camera move a tiny bit. I'm not worried about the camera moving in this situation because the camera has a pan, tilt, and zoom control, so we can always adjust that later. Or I should say, we can always fine tune the camera framing down the road. So in this situation, we're just trying to get roughly situated, all right? So there you have it, our second leg of the triangulation. So we're going from the window here down to the top of the camera. All right, so I put this 5/8 rigging clamp right at the base of the baby pin, because now I'm going to use the top for our third and final leg of the triangulation. So if you look at the moment, it is still moving, right? And that's because we have a bipod, we don't have a tripod, right? We want to always triangulate our rigs, because if we don't, we're only stabilizing in this axis and this axis, which makes this still being able to move. All right, so the final step here is we're going to take another 5/8 CineMilled Houdini swivel. We're going to put that on the suction cup right there. We're going to take a 11-inch rigging rod that we sell here at CineMilled. Wow, look at that. We laser some of these, not all of them, but when we have time, we laser them. All right, so, and then this is kind of a new thing. This is a little bit of a sneak peek here. This is based on a little bit of your guys' feedback. So we are coming out with a knob, a speed knob for our 5/8 swivels, right? Our 5/8 Houdini rigging rod clamps. And this allows you to be a little bit faster. And it's important to note that our knobs are also shaped in a hex, so that you can put a wrench on here and do a final tighten if you want to tighten more than your hand can tighten. All right. So let's get this rod on here. Okay. Let's finalize this thing. All right. So let's see. Let's slide that in. Okay. All right, I don't know how close you see it here. Let me, all right, let's give it a little bit better look here. So we're going from the top mount of the 3x6 rigging suction cup right there, okay, down to the top of the camera, the same baby pin that we did the other triangulation right there. And except now that I have our new speed knob here, and I'm going to give it a final tighten. But just like I did with the other one, I'm gonna give it a little bit of pre-tension before I tighten. So let's go like right there, and there we go. All righty. Now, the one thing I wanted to point out about what we did here, got a cell phone, so this makes it easy. Look at that. Let me move the camera case out of the way. Look at this. This is what I was talking about. We have pretty close to a 90-degree angle. You see that? And that's what we want to do when we're triangulating, okay? And this is why this is what you have to have in mind when you're choosing the location for your triangulation suction cups. All right, so we got here the 6-inch suction cup, the 3x6 suction cup, and then we got the 10-inch tilting suction cup as the main load-bearing suction anchoring device, mounting rigging device, and there we have it. So now, how about we give this a quick test, okay? Remember how much it was moving before? Look at this. Oh, well, something's loose. Yes, there we go. Oh, this is loose right here. Okay, let's tighten that up. That was not what we were expecting because we forgot to tighten something. So actually that brings up a very good point, which is something I brought up in a few of our other rigging videos, which is once you think you're done doing your rigging, you want to give everything a idiot check, which is what? Take your wrench, go around every bolt, and make sure the bolt is tight. It's especially easy to forget if you're talking to somebody while you're rigging, right? Like I'm doing right now. I'm doing a video. I'm talking to you guys. So it's easy to get distracted when you're talking to somebody and you have so many rigging clamps that you need to make sure are tight. It's easy to forget. So before you go driving off into the sunset, you're going to want to do an idiot check, which is what we're doing right now. Okay, so we tighten that guy, we tighten this guy, we're going to tighten that guy, we're going to tighten this guy. All right, now we are tight, and how about we do that test again? Look at that. I don't know if you remember before, I wish you can see something here. We can actually now move the entire vehicle off of our Ronin4D mounted camera. Take a look at the corner of the frame, like right around there. Find a reference point, and you're gonna see the car move. I think you can easily see that we are now moving the entire vehicle from our topmost mounting point right here, right? So as you can see, this is incredibly stiff. Look, I'm moving the entire car. I'm putting my hand on the suction cup and I'm moving the entire car, okay? That is important because when we go off and drive, the camera is going to be moving with the vehicle, right? Anytime we have the camera doing something and the vehicle doing something else, we start getting a high amount of vibration, and that's not the result you want, right? You want everything to be one unit. You want everything to be nice and tight. And so there you have it. That is just in time for the sunset here in Burbank. Doing this a little bit later in the day because it is very hot here in Los Angeles. Shout out to Shot Caller Camera Cranes for the hat. Let's take a quick look. Let me swap the camera over so I can film this a little better. So to review, we got our CineMilled gutter hooks providing the safety, right? See, so that's going through the 10-inch suction cup here, right? We got our little protection pad there so it doesn't scratch anything up, to the other gutter hook, and then this is the CineMilled ratchet strap. And then we got the star of the show, which is the 10-inch tilting suction cup, okay? And you can see here, you got a number of mounting points. That is the Houdini mounting point. There's a lot you can do. We can actually slide this camera further out, right? We can put a riser on here. So this is something I did in another video where I put a riser, which we make on our website, to get the camera higher up, right? so that you could possibly, instead of shooting the front tire, we are going to now shoot the person driving through the door. Now, of course, then at that point, I would relocate this suction cup somewhere else. And but in any case, this is an incredibly versatile key piece that is now part of our vehicle rigging ecosystem. And if you're a Ronin4D owner, you can see how this can be incredibly useful for getting Ronin4D vehicle shots. So, and continuing here, we got the CineMilled 6-inch rigging suction cup. We got a CineMilled baby pin. We got the CineMilled 360 Houdini 5/8 rigging clamp. And we got a 5/8 rigging rod down to another CineMilled baby pin, down to another Houdini, a 5/8 Houdini, down to another 5/8 Houdini, this time using our speed knob there on the Houdini, which is a new thing right there. We're going to put these on the website tonight, so you can easily and more quickly adjust your 5/8 clamps. And then we go over here to one of my favorite suction cups of all time, the 3x6 CineMilled suction cup. It is a kind of, I guess you'd call it a oval or rectangular suction cup right there. It also, as you can see, has a mount on the side, which in this case is incredibly useful. And as you can see here, this has gotten us triangulated with very good angles. There is that. And let me give you a top shot here. As you can see, pretty close to a 90-degree angle there. And yeah, ready for a drive, I would say. And so when are we going to drive, right? That's the next big question a lot of you guys are asking me, is let's see some footage out of this setup. And guess what? That's what we're going to be doing probably tomorrow. And yeah, so how cool is that? I just wanted to hop on here and share with you guys, like I've been trying to do on these lives, instead of just filming these really fancy videos that we put on our YouTube, which we're still going to do, and we'll get into a little bit more detail on there. I wanted to just share a little bit of the prep that we do and give you a more live look at some of our rigging. I think this is a fun thing that, and let me know if you're enjoying these lives, and I'll keep them going. All right, everybody. I think we're getting to the end here. So I think that was pretty successful. No big surprises. We got the whole thing set up here in record time. I'm by myself. I probably could have done this in 5 to 10 minutes, maybe less, maybe closer to 5 if I was focused. So the important thing is it's very quick. It's very quick, guys. Get my glasses back on because I'm getting a little old. All right, so that's it. That is one camera position on a vehicle with the Ronin4D 8K using the CineMilled. Let's go over the shopping list here for you guys. We got the CineMilled 10-inch tilting suction cup, the wedge. We got a two CineMilled gutter hooks, one CineMilled safety strap right there, giving us a safety for the entire system. We got three baby pins, 3 CineMilled baby pins. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 360 Houdinis, the 5/8 rigging size right there. And then we got 2 5/8 rigging rods, and that's it. I can now take these same parts, right? I can take these same parts now and move this camera. Oops, let me close the monitor there. And move this camera just about anywhere on this vehicle. And that's actually a really good idea for the next live. I want to probably start the next live on this camera position and then create another one within the same 10 to 20 minutes or less as I'm talking and everything, like I said. So, all right, guys, I think I'm going to leave this one here. I think this video went really well. Let me know if you want to see more of these. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to put the shopping list so you can replicate what you see here in the description of this video after we post it later. This is being recorded live. Thank you for joining me here in the CineMilled driveway. And I will see you guys on the next one. Can I use wheels with the Ronin4D? Yes, you can. Master wheels do work with the Ronin4D. I believe the Noto inertia wheels also work with the Ronin4D. Thanks for the question. That's why we're doing these lives. Let's interact. Keep the questions coming. But at this point, I'm going to sign off, and I'll see you on the next CineMilled daily live transmission. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I'll see you on the next one.